Okay, we're in. We're back, we're in. Figured it'd be a good opportunity to take advantage of the current event that's going on, because it gives us double XP. And I still have two classes, the Sork, which I'm on right now, and a Nightblade that I still haven't actually... need to create the Nightblade, actually. But this one's already partially leveled. I've done some dungeon runs, a decent amount of dungeon runs with him, just kind of as a quick way of leveling him up, as well as general DPS leveling, and I'm back to DPS leveling temporarily, because I was running him as a tank just for past queue times, and I decided I felt like leveling, going back to the dual wield bow setup, so I'm going to actually head back to Grotwood. Hopefully we have... No, we do not. Okay, let's see, what is he? Daggerfall, so I guess we'll go to Glenumbra, unless somebody has Grotwood. Let's see. Somerset and Murkmire. I'm not going to the swamp. I think that's been well established. But if someone was, you know, happened to be near to Grotwood, to Elden Root, that'd be great. I just need to do a quick respec. Last couple days have been a little bit slow, more on the questing side, and I was trying to help Good Life get through some of the completion, just clearing out areas, basically completing, finalizing quests in an area and clearing zones. But some of the zones that she's been in the last few days have been kind of dull, to say the least. Just personal preference. For whatever the reason, I was actually asking them about this earlier. I don't know exactly why I can go through base game areas over and over and over, and it doesn't bother me. Versus some of the new DLC content, once I've been through it once, I don't typically need or want to go back. The only thing I could think of is that maybe there's some nostalgia with the... there's an element of nostalgia because it's the original base game that I started playing way back in the beginning. So, Elden Root, please, if you're heading there. So there might be some of that to it, but it's the same thing with dungeons. It's an odd thing, because I can rerun most of the dungeons. There are a few that are either too long, or things like Fungal Grotto, which I've run way more times than I care to count. There are a few dungeons that I can get at times and think, I don't really want to run this, but a lot of the dungeons I can rerun over and over and over, and it doesn't bother me at all. So, some of the content is just... I'm sure it's subjective depending on what you like, but I can rerun some of the content over and over, and other content I can barely stomach once, so... Going to Grotwood. Thanks for the port, Toodles. Used and abused. So he's spec'd out as a very basic tank. I had him, actually it was a weird setup. I was trying something new with sword and board on the front, and I was going to use a two-hander on the back. This was another... I was looking for different approaches to use. I haven't actually tanked. Sork is the one class that I have not tanked with yet in this game, and so I was looking for a way of doing it that might be creative and different, and I was thinking if I could run Tormentor on this build using a two-hander on the back, the two-hander would give me the ability to both gap close as well as AoE taunt. So I was leveling the two-hander on the back for that primarily. See, we got our taunts and heals and stuff, but we don't really need this. Several of these things for DPSing, including our attributes, which are all on health right now, which is unnecessary. So set those, and then skills, I'm just going to clear all the skills. It's only 1600 anyway, so yeah, we'll probably just clear them all. I don't have any crafting or racial things in here, so we'll just clear them all. Bye bye, pet. And then we can go back and reset. So we'll put all our points into stamina. And we'll look for the DPS skills, specifically dual wield. Sorc actually, with the addition of crystal weapon, is actually, this is a really solid skill. I just find myself, it's really difficult to use it. You have to get used to the synchronization with this. So as good as this is, and it gives you the penetration and everything, I still prefer dual wield, going with bloodthirst. This is also pretty handy while you're leveling. I mean, there's so much here that's good. Except for this. These four are really good. This one's terrible. I know a lot of people like this. I don't care for it, but so we'll do that. Do this. Take these to begin with. So we've got oh, we're on the wrong bar. Hold on. We got our spammable, our AoE. I mean, I guess if I was, this is level 23, I could just load it up. But we want to level our class skills as well. We're only at 29, so generally I try to take one from each and get basically one from each of these trees active on the front and the back bar. We know we're going to want lightning form. Going with hurricane. Generally I like, it's a buff, so I like putting it on the back. And then Daedric summoning. The pet's pretty, I guess it's decent. It's not something I'll probably run in the final build, but change this to where it does physical damage now, yeah. And of course, being the pet, we gotta run it on both bars. That sucks, but okay. Storm Calling and then Dark Magic. And I guess you could take this for the execute. You could run this here, and then I don't know, for leveling I guess I could run Crystal Shard here. Let's do that for now, because I mean, negate's okay, but it's not the greatest. So we'll do Crystal Weapon, and we'll use that for our spammable. It's a weird cadence, honestly. I don't... The other thing is with the range of this. It doesn't specifically say, because this is more of a boost to your light or heavy attacks. So I guess it's maybe the range of the light attack itself, but for some reason this feels like it's much less likely to fire. For whatever the reason, when I'm weaving this oftentimes won't activate unless I'm very, very close to the target. Versus Bloodthirst. Generally speaking, this... In fact, it even says it's got a 7-meter range. So this feels like it hits a lot more often and really easy to hit versus the other one. If you miss it by even a slight amount, it basically misses entirely. So, let's see, can I get Fighters Guild? After casting your next non-ultimate ability used with 3 seconds costs 10% less. Okay, yeah, that's been there, I guess. Thought that was new. So we'll use that in order to cover dark magic on the front. Guess we'll put this on the back. And either one of these are good. Again, I'm not going to run either one of these in the final build, but just for leveling. So this offers some healing. This does some damage. It's magic damage, so maybe we'll take the absorption field. Yeah, looks like that's what I was leveling. So that gives us, yeah, that gives us everything on the back bar, so we can take the bow. Of course, we haven't even morphed it. Okay. Let's see. Got 3 things. We don't have access to. Yeah, we don't have a surge unlocked to rank 30. Oh, we're very, very close. Okay, so maybe I won't worry about that. That's literally right around the corner. To unlock surge, and then we can get surge on the back. Yeah, crap, that's gonna be hurricane. Shoot. Oh, I guess we could do this. Let's do this. That's fine, and then we'll do. Hurricane and surge. So we want hurricane on the. Yeah, let's do hurricane on the front. And then we'll do surge right here. So basically we can buff. We can buff, flip buff. Surge will be 33 seconds, and this is half. That's 20. It's always been 20. I thought that was 15. I wonder if that got buffed. The back bar, front bar would be nice to have some extra crit up here. Man, this pet, I just don't like the pet. Yeah, you know what? Let's drop the pet. I do like Storm Atronach. That's a good ultimate. Morph it to the Greater Storm. That's solid damage. I don't need this guy for healing. So, like I said, this is a little tricky. I'm trying to find a balance to our front bar, back bar. So we've got Dark Magic, Storm Calling, and then Daedric Summoning. So we've got those 3 here. So we're good on the front, and then the back bar, we've got Dark Magic. This will be the Storm Calling for Surge. So for now, instead of Surge, what I'll do is I'll take the Vigor. It doesn't do anything for our damage, but it's basically, it can heal us, which Surge, once we get crit, will give us both the damage and the healing, so it'll kind of go in the same spot. Generally, once this is it's going to end up being a higher crit build for the damage side of this, whatever I go with, so the crit surge actually does a solid job of healing. You don't typically need vigor on a high crit Sorc build that's using crit surge, so we'll do that for now, and then once this unlocks, which it shouldn't be long, then we'll replace this, and that'll give us Storm Calling. And I don't know. I guess the only thing, the leveling's a little trickier, I guess. I mean, I could put this on here, it'd be useless. I'm never going to use it. Sure, let's just do this. We don't have that, so we'll just do that. It's dumb, but whatever. Let's see, guild, I've done it. Oh yeah, I wanted to, if possible, which we can do now. Let's do this. Let's put Fighters Guild in order to boost the crit. Let's put Evil Hunter on here. That'll give us the Major Savagery. So once we get Crit Surge, that'll help to boost. Okay, so front bar looks good. This also boosts our damage. Although I don't have any of the passives in right now. Eventually it'll boost our damage. Good ultimate. Good, good. It's good, just hard to weave. Good, good. And then back bar, we just need... We have a Dark Magic. For some reason we just need a Storm Calling, which will be Surge. So we can fill these in with whatever we want. Essentially. So I can take Scattershot. I guess that's a decent single target for now. And yeah, I guess I could do Soul Trap too, actually, which is pretty... That's multi-target. Probably not going to be casting this. This is going to help level. Yeah, probably better to have more bow skills to help level the bow. This is a decent alternative. So... Oh, and he's leveling Vampire. Very unlikely to be a Vampire. I just always get bitten and level Vampire as I'm leveling any character, because that way I've got it. If I decide to use it down the road. So Expert Hunter... this is another option, I guess. Technically, I could do Silver Bolts back here. Undaunted. Yeah, there's not much else. Caltrops if I had it. We don't need any of these because I want to keep it leveling evenly. Let's see. We could put this on here just to have 3. Do we have 3? 1. I've only got 2 there. Yeah, sorry, I'm trying to get through this fairly quickly. Could do Trap Beast, I guess. I could move this over here and just not use it. Put it in the where this is just basically a passive slot. Just put it here just so it's leveling. And then... yeah, let's just do that for now. Probably won't use this quite as much, but... Alright. So we've got our attributes, we've got our skills. Oh, you know what? We need to redo. Sorry. And this is for training. Imagine what I go into for builds. So that's decent, that's decent. Why do I have so many points? I don't even care about most of this stuff. The speed is good. This is gonna be extra food, which is fine. Better, better. I don't care. Wait, this is a slottable. Why would I put points into that? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, there's no point. I'm just gonna leave that alone for now. We do need to go over here though, because this is not what we want. Doing it this way, just, oh, you know what, I can just do that. Because my shift is mapped to a different thing, and if I do a reset, it resets all the trees, which I don't really want to do, so. Let's see. Let's go. Crit's good. Critical damage, crit healing. Yeah, let's take that. Pan and damage, this is good, but right. Oh wait, I gotta put points into it anyway. We'll take that. AoE attacks. Attack damage. Well, thaumaturge. Single target. This is gonna boost your ultimate when you're using it. Direct damage. We know AoE is good because we got the bow. This is good, but I'm just solo right now. I'm just gonna take this. It's easy. Easy cheesy. This is just a quick throw together. Don't put too much stock in this. We're training. And I got 49 left over. So we can go in here and we can say that, and then this requires 30. Oh, 1 point short. Why? I need one more point. Let's see if we can take one out of. Let's see. Take 1 point out of that. Just for now. Oh wait, you know what? Actually, that gives us a thing. Let's take it out of this. We'll put that 1 point in there. But this one requires pull them out to take advantage of it. So got our passives. And then here, we don't really need to worry about DPS. The health is decent, but definitely want the stamina back. Definitely don't care about bracing. Could have just done it there. Keep forgetting this. I remove the parent star. Won't have a damage shield. Don't worry about that. The recovery is nice. Let's do this, and then I guess this one. Just trying to boost our 1, 2, 4, 43 left. This, reduce this, 8 left. More health? Sure. Okay, good enough. Now, we can go talk to Grasharog.
Know the difference between a tavern brawler and a proper fighter? Preparation.
DPS stamina, and we will save the build because we're on the correct one. R to save. There we go. Okay, that gets us back up and running. It's a fairly decent setup that should give us decent skills to use, as well as we'll be leveling all 3 skill trees evenly, regardless of which bar we're on. So, not too shabby. And let's see, what are we for food? And Mundus, we're on the Serpent, that's fine. We don't have any food. We're at 1472. Should have. Yeah, we've got food. Okay. And that's now saved, so we can easily switch back and forth. If I need to tank, I now have the alternate tanking setup. And we're, got cake too. The Alchemist World Boss? Was I somewhere else when that popped up? I don't think there's an Alchemist World Boss here. Is there? That does not sound... No, there's no Alchemist here. This is a Nereid. This is a Lich. This is a human and a bear. This is a human. This is an ogre. 2 cats. Yeah. The Alchemist World Boss. That's gotta be DLC. I don't recognize the... Okay. Where? Murkmire? Really? Thought we talked about this. You got a problem. Alright. Well, I think what I'd like to do... Got cake. Typically, I'm either going to run through dungeons, or one of the things I like to do is actually step through and hit the public dungeons, specifically. Because you can get... There's always a group event inside every one of these. There's 1 per zone. Well, in the base game, there's actually... I think there's a couple in some of the DLC areas. But you have a group event, which always gives you 1 skill point. You have a Sky Shard inside, which every 3rd Sky Shard, 3 Sky Shards equals a point. And then the general clearing of the mobs and completion of the quests, there's normally 1 or 2 primary quests inside each one of these, which also goes towards leveling and experience. So, I have... I'm currently running... Oh, this lady's gonna talk over the top of me. Let's pour it out of here, actually. I can... real quickly, so this time around, I mentioned before that Palinals is a great set, especially for leveling, for solo play. So I went and actually crafted just some blue jewelry. This is going to give you a damage shield while you're fighting, as well as increase your damage. You just need to be able to offset with some healing, and this is a great set for leveling. So I'm using that on jewelry and weapons. And then I'm running Heartland Conqueror, and the main reason, this is a decent set, but it definitely works better with some traits, but the main reason I'm running this as a 5-piece here is because it increases the effectiveness of your weapon traits by 100%, and since I'm specifically running training on all my gear, and in this case the weapons, it's actually giving me double experience from any kills that I'm gaining from this. So it's fairly normal stats, nothing special about it, but it does boost the amount of XP that I'm getting, so it essentially helps me level faster. And then the last 2 pieces are just well, actually these are leftover, it looks like, from other setup. I've run Stoons before. That's another one that's a craftable, decent stats. This is a good hybrid set to run if you're leveling. And then Oblivion's Foe is a good back bar set that you can run while you're leveling. So it looks like I just threw those pieces on, but they're both training, so it's doing its job. And normally when I'm leveling, I will keep heavy armor. I always start with heavy armor, 5 pieces of heavy, 1 light, 1 medium. And then usually around level 36, I normally I start with level 4 gear, because it's easy to get to level 4. So I start with level 4, and then when I get to 16, I remake essentially the same setup. So I craft the same gear, but in level 16, and then every 10 levels. So then at 26, I'll recraft. 36, I'll recraft. Usually about every 10 levels is about the point where you'll notice that there's a significant decline in the power of the set. you're either dying or not doing more as nearly as much damage, that kind of thing. So it's usually every 10 levels I like to create a new set of armor to kind of bring that power back up. But when you get to level 36, at that point, your heavy armor should be around level 40 something, low to mid 40s. So you're pretty close to leveling that. And at that point, I'll switch over and craft 511 normally in whatever my primary armor is going to be. So in the case of a stamina build, I'll do 5 medium and then 1 heavy, 1 light. If it's a magicka build, I traditionally have done 5 light, 1 medium, 1 heavy. It's a little different in recent times just because they've switched the way that the armor bonuses work, and so a lot of people are wearing kind of a hybrid, a mix of medium and light now. So it's kind of your preference, but normally I'll start out with heavy because heavy just is generally beneficial to wear while you're leveling up. It's going to give you more protection, more health, and you may or may not want heavy down the road, so it's a good time to level it. And then you're just switching over to whatever your primary is for the last 10 or 14 levels, somewhere in there, which will then finish out whatever the secondary armor is for medium or light. Oh, actually, I need to go get one more thing here. I just crafted these, so I need to go get just basic white enchants. All of these are basically running white enchants. I don't do anything. I used to run infused, but I started switching over to healthy just because for leveling you don't really need infuse or anything fancy. But I always pick up, once I get the armor in that level 26, 36, whatever it may be, I'll go over to the enchanter and buy the just white enchants. Let's go back to Reapers here. It doesn't need to be fancy, it's just a little extra damage or a little extra cost reduction, whatever it may be. You can pick them up fairly cheap, but you do need to pick them up. The enchants that are available to you from the enchanter is they're going to be based on whatever level your character is at, which is something that I don't think I've ever seen noted anywhere in the game. It's just one of those things you learn. So right now, for example, he's a level 29. If I talk to the enchanter and I go into what she has for sale, she's selling me level 25, level 20, and level 30. You can't get... So it's basically level 20 to level 30, and once I reach level 30, then she'll offer me 25 to 35. So they will only sell you enchants around the level that you are currently. So if you come in with a fully leveled character, someone who's a CP 160 or higher, you're not going to be able to buy level 20 enchants. It just doesn't work that way. You have to actually go craft them yourself if you want a specific level. So whatever character I'm leveling, I'll just come in and grab the highest level that you can get that's still able to be placed on the weapon. I'm using level 26 weapons. So let's see. So we wouldn't be able to use level 30. These are going to be too high. Actually, let me check because I may have some on me. I don't have anything on me. Okay.
This one has much to offer.
So, for example, if I go in here, I want enchants for the weapons. Normally, I'll do like flame and shock. So if I get a... Let's see, if we go into the level 30s, just to demonstrate, if I go into the level 30s and I buy a flame enchant, minimum level 30, so this will not be something when I go to enchant. going to show that I have none. And it's because those enchants, whatever level they describe them to be, the item that you're trying to apply them to has to have that level or higher. So we want the highest that we can get without being too high, in essence. So we're looking for level 25, which is what she has by default. So we'll get a flame, and we'll get a shock. So that covers our 2 daggers in the front, and then we'll just do frost for the bow in the back. And you can do the same thing normally for your armor. When you craft armor, it's the same thing. So you'll pick up 7 pieces of stamina. I don't normally have a problem with staying alive, but if you are a little squishy and you want to be more comfortable, you can switch this out for health glyphs for your armor. But again, it's based on, this is minimum level 25, so you have to get the appropriate glyph for your armor pieces. And then for the jewelry, this is one of the reasons why I was running infused, but I just decided to switch over to healthy because it's easier. You want to get the reduced cost, and since we're running a stamina build, we want to reduce the cost of stamina abilities. So these are the ones that I would get. I don't need any for the jewelry right now, but this is what you would buy if you're running a Magicka build. Then you would want to get the Magicka cost reduction. So 3 of these. So the only thing that I crafted was the weapons, so these should suffice. And it honestly doesn't matter what order you apply them in, or even where you put them. The one thing to keep in mind though is that enchants don't stack. So if you were to put two flame enchants on here, or a flame enchant here and a flame enchant here, they won't stack. So the idea with putting different enchants on each of these weapons means that they all have a potential chance to apply without having to overwrite. And in fact, if you have a stronger enchant on one or the other, I'm trying to remember, but I want to say that there's a possibility that it can even overwrite it. So if I apply a flame enchant from here, which you see deals X amount of flame damage, I mean, it's just roughly 1403 frost damage here if that was a flame damage, and this does 701 flame damage. You're potentially reducing the amount of damage as well. So just as a rule, you want different enchants on all your weapons to avoid any conflicts or overlap. And again, the vampire is not, it's certainly not a requirement. It's just, since vampire level is based purely off of XP, it's a really easy thing. Just get a bite early on after creating your character at any point, go through the quest, complete it, and then as you level, vampire just gets leveled by default. I'm going to reapply cake just to get another 2 hours. Okay, I think we're all set. See if we can find some public dungeons that are accessible. You see here, I don't have a lot of the way shrines, so getting over to some of these can be a bit of effort. Bank rise down low. Actually, let's see if we've cleared our... this is the other thing, is normally I will start with the starter islands, the original starter islands from the base game. So if you're Daggerfall, you would typically... where are you? You would start in Stros Mackay, and then from Stros Mackay it ships you over to Betnik. You can see these are white. So I've cleared these zones. If you are EP, you're going to be in... Where are you? Bleak Rock Isle. I think I've cleared this as well. And then from Bleak Rock you go over to Balfoyen. Oh, it looks like I'm actually in the process of clearing Balfoyen. So we can just go over here and just run through. I normally kind of speed through these anyway. And then for the last one, let's see, we did Daggerfall EP, Carnarthy's Roost. You only have a single starter. So yeah, it looks like I'm still working on starter stuff. Let's just run through this. That's probably a simple way to do it. These are very solid XP that you gain from these things. Once you get into the sync of where to run on these starter islands, you can actually clear them very, very quickly. And because they're quests, you can basically set up a leveling bar, which I do need to do here real quick. So when you go to turn in, looks like I'm already... I'm just going to save these here real quick, just to... This is alpha gear, by the way, if anybody's curious. This is a really useful add-on. This is what most people were using before the armory system came out, because it allowed you to swap gear and skills. The armory system is obviously better in that it allows you to adjust morphs and curses and some additional stuff, but we'll just call this... yeah, that's tank. I'm not sure why I have this, so I'll just call this DPS. Stamina to match our other one. We'll put in our... It shows our current gear, so we'll link it to that, and then you can tell it which one of these over here you want to use. So our front bar is going to be there, and our back bar is going to be here. See, we got our tanking setup up here. So this is actually, I'm not sure why this is this. Definitely a tank setup. And then when you go to turn in, you can basically just select, I don't have to go through the armory system or anything. I can basically just say, hey, use these skills. It'll populate these skills onto my bar, turn in the quest, and that all that XP goes towards whatever skills currently have equipped. I think I have all these. Let me just make sure I have all these selected. We have Crystal Weapon, we have, okay, so that's those two. Daedric, we have this guy, and Haunting Curse, that's fine. And then we have Storm Calling, we don't have this. So let's unlock this guy. This is an AoE. I still prefer this one though. Even for the Magicka, I like the fact that it gives me Magicka back. You can actually even use this on stam builds if you know the target's going to die quickly. And then what we'll do is we'll switch this guy. Actually, no. Let's switch it to this guy, but let's replace this with our current setup. So that'll level the bow. And whatever bar you're on, so if I'm on the front bar, it's going to put points towards dual wield. If I'm on the back bar, it'll put points towards the bow. As well as your armor types. That's how those get leveled. Okay. So now I can essentially switch between when I go to turn in a quest. You see my active skills here. I can just click leveling. And it switches out my existing skills. And for leveling, normally when I am leveling, I do 2 from each of these skill lines. Because your standard skills as you're fighting, these will level just by being in combat, gaining XP in general. So these are going to level up by default, and you've got 1 from each of the trees as well. But when I go to turn in a quest, I want to level the class line first. That's the priority. And so I put 2 from each in order to maximize the leveling of the class skills. And then I'll just basically, once I get to level 50, these are usually pretty close to done by then, but whatever's left I can just level. It'll level naturally just by playing the game. Yeah, here's another one called Swaps. Don't end up using this very much anymore, thanks to Alpha Gear. Okay. Wow. Yeah, it's... Why don't we actually go up? This is actually a fun one. I like this dungeon. We'll just go up and kind of grab stuff along the way here, and then we'll head up and clear the Vile Manse. Guarantee he's not level.
The Khajiit.
There's definitely good ways and bad ways to level. Once you've played this game for a while, you learn a lot of the little kind of tricks along the way to really maximize the leveling process to get as much out of it as you can. This is one of the reasons when I was mentioning when we were going through Skyreach the other day, and I was talking about how people will pay to have others take them through Skyreach to help them clear the content, and they just use that for grinding. That, in my opinion, it's a bad way to do it, because the only thing that's going to get leveled are the active skills that are currently on your bar, like what you see right now on my front bar. They're just going to be grinding. There is no controlled turn-in to gain a large amount of XP, anything like that. It doesn't work that way. You're just gaining XP as you're killing mobs. So it's very uncontrolled. You're leveling the same 6 skills, you know, possibly with some back bar leveling as you're on the back bar, but it's essentially just your front bar skills, and that's all that's getting leveled. So you're not, the only points you're gaining are from the actual leveling itself, 1, 2, 3, 4. And you just end up wasting a whole lot of XP. Yeah, like I said, this is a good skill. I have a hard time with the weave on it. You can hear it hitting, so you know when it does hit. I ran through. This one over here. Hi. Leave this poor guy alone. Silencer Bjorn. He's a silencer. He'll murder you. So there's no official turn-in on delves. It's just when you kill the last boss. Obviously, you get XP from killing mobs along the way. There is just an overall completion. Okay, you cleared this area for the first time. But unlike a public dungeon gives you a very clear turn-in at the end, so that you can swap your skills out. I think I'm gonna Empire increased to 6. What's up, Silencer? This guy may actually be new. I'm not sure if he's. He's a 535. There are a surprising number of players in the game. It still surprises me when I see what appear to be higher level CP players that that are having difficulty with like overland content and stuff. I know it's different for everybody, but why am I still in combat? I want to swap these skills out. I'm used to running Whirlwind on my 5th slot. Nope, you stay there. Bjorn's gonna be missing me. Let's just switch these two. And we're looking for, it's almost there. We're looking for this to hit 30, and then we're gonna unlock Surge and swap that back here. Going. Oh, he's having a problem over here. Let's go help. Yeah, that's not helpful. Supposed to interrupt. No, he's doing okay. Yeesh. Not a fan of the slows. Also, just really not a fan of the spammable. Hey, you're not going ahead of me, right? As in going ahead of me and killing the boss. There it is. Level 30. Yeah, he's not getting through. Thanks to their endless supply of zombie mounds. Alright, where's the... Oh yeah, that's right, we already got it. Gonna go around. Oh, he aggroed. Yoink. You're just gonna go straight to the boss. Oh, I need to put points in some cost reduction. I don't typically, seems like it's taking a whole lot of stamina right now. I don't take a lot of passives during the leveling process because the points are better applied to active skills to be able to unlock things and level things. But one of the things that I will put points into, I just forgot, once I get out of combat, is any type of cost reduction, which some of these, it takes a little bit to get to that. So here's to reduce the stamina cost of dual-wield abilities, especially using things like Whirlwind. Bloodthirst not so much. This is actually, it's 2157, but it's a channel, effectively. So this is actually pretty efficient, but this is something that you're going to spam a lot, and it's 3000, and when you don't have... When you're leveling, and especially since I'm still in heavy armor, any type of medium armor, let's see, that's detection, increases stam recovery, reduces stam cost, so we'll take this one. Weapon dual wield, so 34, it's going to be a bit before we get the next one unlocked there. Bow doesn't give you anything until you get here, so we're going to have go further on bow. But any type of cost reduction if you have skills here. The max levels, I don't find those to be as useful because the numbers are so kind of small in the beginning. But if you're like a Breton where you can get recovery, anything that reduces the cost of using your skills is a good thing to have. Actually, that includes up here. Reduce health, magicka, stamina costs. So we can take that. That's a good one to take. The rest of these, I still got 20 points, I guess, technically, but the rest of these I don't tend to... I guess that could be healing because I'm using this. I don't like this skill, though. Just feels clunky. After blocking an attack next, see that's reduction, which helps, but I'm not. I need more. Increases health and stamina recovery 10%. David. Okay, we'll take that one. Reduces cost. Yeah, I guess we can take that one too. 150 magic and stamina. One of your non-old Daedric summoning. Yeah, I'm not using any of these, so I won't take that one. I don't think there's. Increases mag recovery. Yeah, I don't need that. I'm gonna take these just because. Why not for now? Oh, and we did unlock this, so we can get Surge. We'll put Surge on the back here. That's probably pretty good. So let's update our back bar. And then we want to actually swap out, because Surge is a good one and we want to level it, so we'll swap out this guy, which we aren't going to use in our leveling bar. What do we have for dark magic? Dark exchange. Yeah, let's do that. I'm trying to find ways of leveling it by putting skills on the bar, an even distribution of skills, but ideally I prefer to level skills that are actually useful, so this isn't something I'm going to use. This might be, and this might be as well. So we'll go with dark magic and we'll put 2 of those on there. I want to replace I guess this. We'll do dark magic, this, and then that allows me to put this on as the ultimate, which is a much better option, and then I don't know, it honestly doesn't matter. None of these are good. I'll just save the points. I'll just put this in for now. So that's 2 Daedric summoning, 2 dark magic, and then 2 storm calling. And these are definitely useful, and semi, I guess, depending on your build. But that gives us kind of optimal skills and 2 from each one, so. And before I forget, oh, we got a boss is gonna pop up in the middle of this, isn't he? Let's quickly update. Stamina, save build. The one thing you can do, it's a little cheesy. Oh, boss is back up. We're gonna have to kill him again. Come here, you. Yeah, I don't have the morph. Need to morph that. This will eventually morph to Whirling Blades. Used to be Steel Tornado years ago. That'll do, it basically works as an execute, but I need to get it morphed. Oh, it's close. Almost at the end of 4, so this is close to being morphed too. And this is why I like to keep points handy. Because it's, you want to be able to not only unlock as soon as possible when you do get things you want to use, but the morphs as well, so you're not wasting XP. If you're leveling a skill, you always want to make sure if it's morphable, it's that you have it morphed, that you've selected a morph so that XP isn't going to waste. If it's sitting in a state where it's waiting to be morphed, and you have it on your bar, when you're turning in quests, that XP is going nowhere. As far as that skill specifically, it is a waste of points. I'm not sure if the system is smart enough to say, okay, that one I can't put points towards, so it distributes across the others, but I don't think that's how it works. I think it basically is just like having a fully maxed skill or something on there. It won't go anywhere. It won't apply. So the only thing that's going to end up leveling is the skill line itself. I believe will get leveled, but the skill, individual skill, doesn't get any XP. So you need to make sure that it's in whatever morph state you want prior to turning in the quest and getting the XP. What I was saying before is that there's with the armory system, because he's keeping track of, let me bring it back out here, because he's keeping track of all of your skills actively selected and their morphs, you can essentially, for if you want to hassle with it, I usually don't, but you can, he keeps track of the state of everything. So I can save without putting points into skills that I'm only using to level. So say I want to level two-handed, just as an example, and I've got 3 things that I know I can unlock, and I can bring those things down to my bar, and then I can turn in a quest, and all that XP goes towards those two-handed skills and the two-handed skill line. I can wait until I'm ready to turn in a quest. I can come in here, I can put points in here so that I can drag these to my bar, I can turn in the quest, and then I can literally bring the armory dude back up.
Ready to try something new?
Go back to the build that I'm currently on and basically say equip build, and it will restore everything exactly the way it was prior to me putting those points in. So it allows you to actually level skills and then immediately reset those skills back to non-locked. It's a little bit more of a pain, but if you don't have enough points to put into everything but you still want to level a particular skill line, that's a trick that you can use in order to level something and then get those points back so that you can use them for other things. Yeah, no, that's not what I wanted. Oh, so many skills that... I may have to swap this out. I'm sure it just takes some getting used to, but the rhythm of this is so backwards when you're used to light attack weaving. I like rapid strikes or bloodthirst a lot better. Okay, so while I'm here, this is already morphed to crystal weapon, so I usually if it's to a morph, that's good enough. I want to swap that out. I just don't. I definitely prefer bloodthirst. So we need another. We either need to drop one of the dual wield ones that we have on here, which I don't want to do because both of these are good, and I want to get them to morph. So I essentially need another dark magic ability on the front. Easiest way to do that is just to swap this out for now. And then so we need another Daedric summoning. Man, this is just... oh boy. No, I guess I'll just go back. Wait, I wanted to do it that way. I guess I'll just leave it for now. I want that balance during the leveling process. We're heading north. Again, I try to keep the stream segments to about an hour long a piece. So I'm gonna actually, I'm not gonna wrap, but I'm gonna split it here, just so the export can go out to YouTube and not take forever to actually render. So I'm gonna split it here. I will be back in just a minute.